Everyone, we are beginning the press conference with the head coach of Olympiacos Piraeus, Mr. Georgios Bartzokas. Please, coach, your comment about the game.
It was a bad loss for us, especially with the game, how we played the game in the second half. We were patient and we found a lot of open looks. We had 7 points difference the last 2 minutes, and then we did whatever we could to lose the game. We missed a layup under the basket, and immediately Zalgiris hit on transition. And of course, we lost we missed the last possession, and they scored a buzzer beater. So it was completely our mistake. We had all the experienced players inside the lineup to handle the situation, but unfortunately, Zalgiris won the game. Unfortunately for us, Zalgiris won the game, and I would like to congratulate them. Thank you.
Okay, now the questions from the media. Yoni.
Coach, you seem to have some complaints after the game for the referees. Can you share what those complaints were about?
Yes, it was Zalgiris from the bench. They gave order for the players to make foul. So they tried to make foul because they were not on bonus. So they tried to make foul on Slukas and about this. They tried, it was ordered from the bench, make foul, because Zalgiris had 3 fouls. And they had to be in to force the things in bonus.
Yoni.
So, do you think there was a foul against Lucas in that last possession?
Sir, this is not my job. This is referee's job, you know? They are the referees here. This is not my job.
Mendoge.
Coach, would you call these 2 losses against Zalgiris as the most annoying, the most disappointing throughout the season? Because how the game finished?
Not exactly. You know, it's you are winning and you lose games for one decision. This is EuroLeague. Unfortunately for us, we were up in the score in both games. One offensive rebound of Jakubaitis and 2 free throws gave the win in the first round. And today you saw how Zalgiris won the game in a game that we believe that we could win. We should win. So. Yes, we feel this is basketball. You know, we should make the things better in both games.
Donate.
Coach, talking about the better things of Olympiacos, you managed to contain Marius Grigonis to a pretty low-scoring game. What was your defensive approach on him, and how happy are you? How did you manage to stop him?
Sir, I cannot be happy when we lose the game like this. So no any happiness in today's game. As probably you saw, we try to play switching defense in every screen on the ball or in any screen away of the ball to cool down the rhythm of and the creativity of Zalgiris. This was the game plan for this.
Okay, thank you, coach.
Thank you, guys.
Dabar Roko Jokubaičio komentarai apie rungtynes. Prašom, Rokai.
Tai tikrai įspūdinga pergalė, labai svarbi pergalė. Reikėjo mums tų 2 taškų labai ir tokios banguotos rungtynės. Gynybai tikrai buvo kur pasitempt visų rungtynių metu, bet svarbiausia, kad gale tikrai susiėmėm ir gynyboje, ir puolime. Iš -7 grįžom per 3,5 minutės ir jo, pasikartosiu įspūdingą pergalę.
Klausimai? Donatai?
Tai, Brokai, nežinau, koks buvo trenerio planas, kokia buvo komandų situacija atsiliekant tais 7 taškais ir tavo akimis tas visas herogiškas grįžimas rungtynės, kas jį nulėmė?
Nežinau, kažkaip to plano nelabai tokio kaip ir turėjom išreikšto, tiesiog žinojom, kaip jie gynėsi visų rungtynių metu ir bandėm išnaudoti tas jų, kaip pasakyti, spragas gynybai. Tikrai gynyboje irgi pradėjom duoti daugiau kontaktą, nes teisėjai, kaip matėm, tikrai leido šiandien pasigrumti. Tai manau, tos ir buvo tokios detalės, kad gynybai tikrai neblogai suvaikščiojom ir puolime jau atsivėrė tie tokie laisvesni metimai, aišku, šiek tiek sėkmės ir taip gavosi, kad galų gale gynyba išsprendė tą visą lemtį baigti ir esam visi laimingi.
Jonai?
Rokai, anksčiau liktai turėdavot problemų prieš varžovų switch gynybą. Šį kartą rasdavot Loverną po krepšiu ir labai gerai bausdavot varžovus. Ar galima sakyti, kad tai pagaliau randa tuos priešnuodžius prieš tą switch gynybą, kas anksčiau būdavo sunkiau?
Tikrai šiandien neblogai atrodėm. Kaip treneris sakė, mes puolime tikrai neblogai atrodom ir ta switch gynyba nelabai ruošiamės, tikrai nustebino priešininkai su ją. Bet jo, puolime tai labai gerai atrodė, tik tas ir toksai mums pakišo koją, kad negalėjom pabėgti nuo jų, nes gerai užpuldom, bet neapsigindom. O prieš tą switch gynybą, tai nežinau, tikrai rungtynių metu treneriai gerą planą paruošė, kaip atakuoti jų didelius, kaip išnaudoti mismečus ir puikiai pavyko mums.
Donatai?
Rokai, tavo asmeniškai pirmos rungtynės Pirėjai buvo labai sėkmingos, ar po to mačo šį kartą jautei kažkokią didesnę Olympiacos gynybos priežiūrą ir, nežinau, gal Vasilijos Panulio reakcija irgi į tave buvo kažkiek kitokia po tų epizodų Pirėjai?
Nežinau, kažkaip gal nenorėčiau išskirti būtent šitų rungtynių, bet galiu pasakyti, kad tikrai dabar sezono eigoje jau 21 rungtynės sužaistos. Tai tikrai jaučiasi tas, kaip pasakyti, nežinau, gal priešininkų tas dėmesys didesnis, ar jau komandos jau toj savo optimalioj sportiniai formoj, bet tikrai palyginus, nesvarbu, rungtynės su Olympiacos ar su kita komanda, rungtynių pradžioj tikrai, sezono pradžioj, tikrai kažkaip, galiu pasakyti, ne kad lengviau buvo, bet tos komandos nebuvo įsivažiavusios ir gal tokia kaip ir staigmena buvau, kad visai neblogai sekėsi žaisti ir dabar jau įpusėjus, jau įėjus į antrą dalį sezono, tikrai yra sudėtingiau, bet nežinau, kaip tik tai daro mane geresnių žaidėjų, kai kiekvienas rungtynės jau gaunu ir daugiau dėmesio iš priešininkų ir manau, skautingė jau mane pamini priešininkų komandą, tai nežinau, ir sunku, ir smagu.
Donatai?
Kalbant apie tą Tomo Volkupo perimtą kamuolį, aš taip bandau įsivaizduoti, tau galbūt treniruotėse tenka prieš Volkupą galbūt daugiau pasigalinėti, pasižaisti 5 prieš 5, bandantis jaustis Luko kailį, ką reiškia Volkupo ilgos rankos, ką reiškia jo gynyba ir jo gebėjimas žaisti tokius lemiamus momentus ir tokias lemiamas gynybas.
Faktas, tikrai Lukui nelabai pavydėčiau antroji pusė, kai jis buvo smaugiamas beveik visą laiką Tomo. Ir ką galiu pasakyti, treniruotėse taip pat tenka, kaip pasakyti, kai jis žmogus tą jungia aukštesnę pavarą gynybai, nežinau. Priimti kamuolį, atsidengti, tokie paprasti dalykai tampa sunkiai įmanomi, nes tikrai žmogus labai gerai ginasi, tai aš įsivaizduoju, kaip Lukas turėjo jaustis 4. kėliny, 4. gale, kai visą laiką Tomas šalia jo bėgiojo ir nedavė atsikvėpti. Ir pamatėm rungtynių gale, kad jis ir pervargęs visas, bet sugebėjo užspausti prie vidurio linijos ir perimti kamuolį. Tai visi suprantam, koks jis geras žaidėjas gynyboje.
Tai gerai, dėkui Rokai ir tuoj sugrįšim su Tomasu Volkovu.
Dėkui.
This is cool.
And now comments from Zalgiris player Tomas Volkov. Please, your comments about the game.
Hard fought game all the way through. We really were up and down all game, a game full of runs. I really think the first half made a lot of shots and that kept us in the game, and then the second half we locked up a little bit better, and they also had us pretty stagnant, so the game became pretty defensive and more of a dogfight. And then the last 2-3 minutes, it was all just about hard work, determination, and resiliency, and thought we had that in spades tonight.
Okay, first is the question from the fans who watched the game virtually at home.
Thomas, was it the biggest defensive moment of your career? Can you remember a bigger defensive moment of your career?
No, I mean, this was definitely it. To get a steal like that on a player of that quality with, the game on the line, not just defensive play, but probably the biggest play of my career. So I'm super happy that it turned out the way it did.
Okay, Donatas.
Tom, can you be more in detail about that last stolen ball? Because I think, it took seconds, but probably it was a very long path. Slukas was always on your back trying to touch the ball. Jean-Charles also was on your side. Can you remember what was going through your mind in these last seconds of the regular time?
Yeah, I mean, as I drove on the ball up, I knew, we had a foul to give. So thought, okay, if we have a foul to give, let's go ahead and try and steal the ball. And if they call a foul, they call a foul. So I got a hand on the ball. I came up with it, and it took me a while to get my feet up under me. Me and Slukas got tied up, and then two more dribbles. Spanoulis was right on my back, and juggled the ball a little bit more, and then took a peek at the clock, saw there was 3 seconds left, and I knew I had to get it up on the rim, and luckily I put it up on the board, and it fell for me.
Mindaugai?
Thomas, did you understand what Georgia screamed to Spanoulis when he shot his last three-pointer?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Did you understand what Georgia screamed to Spanoulis when he shot his last three-pointer just a little bit of seconds before this last possession?
Yeah, I knew what he was saying. It was a miscommunication. That's why I got an open look, and luckily Spanoulis missed it.
Jonai?
Thomas, you mentioned it as the biggest play of your career. Do you have it like some kind of ranking? What was the biggest play before and what it topped right now?
No, not really. But when that question was asked, it is something fun to think about. I'll have to go home and try and come up with a list for you guys. But for right now, as far as EuroLeague goes, that's my only, last second bucket, and so it feels great. And more than anything, I'm super excited that we can get a win, and against a team that's right on our tails. So put a little bit of distance, and obviously we swept them this year, so have the tiebreaker. And that's what it's all about. Obviously, a big week coming up, too. So this isn't where we stop. We keep on building now.
Mindaugai?
Thomas, Coach Bartzokas was unhappy that referees didn't call a foul against Spanulis. Can you give your opinion about this?
I have no comment on the referees.
Donatai?
You guys tried to trick me.
Jonai tada?
Thomas, last couple of minutes, they missed an easy layup. They scored right after 24-second buzzer. Did you feel like things were clicking in your way to make that comeback with these kind of things?
Yeah, they were a little bit, but when you play the game the right way, at that point I really didn't think that we deserved to be down 7. I thought we had played decently, pretty much all game, except for that last 2-minute span when they hit a couple shots, and that's how the game works. If you play poorly and you slip up here and there, you're going to get punished for it. But then on the flip side of that, when you play hard and continue playing till the buzzer, good things will happen, and that's what happened tonight. And no doubt we got a couple bounces. That's EuroLeague basketball, a bunch of tight games, and sometimes the ball bounces your way, sometimes it doesn't.
Donatai?
Tom, can you tell me something about Geoffrey Laverne and the position before you've stolen the ball? Because probably not many centers would run on a fast break for a game tying. Then, how unique is his ability, to be so fast and to go on a fast break and to create problems for the opponent's defense?
Yeah, you said it. He's not like most centers. The way that he jumps, moves, his timing. It's all great, and he's really a pleasure to play with. And to have the coordination as a 5-man to catch it at whatever it was, the 3-point line, take a dribble or so and finish is, props to him. That's why we love playing with him, because we can throw it up anywhere and he can go get it and dunk it.
Jonai?
Maybe to finish this off, Thomas, there was a fake fan noise in the arena tonight. What do you think about that?
I loved it. To be honest, any noise is great, especially when it's your own fans. They had the chant, before the game, and then it was the first bucket. Obviously that I noticed it. I think somebody hit a 3, and I don't know. It made us, feel like we were really at home with the fans in the stands, and to be honest, that's really, really special. Even if they're not, I still get messages and people all the time at the grocery store, or whatever, saying, Zalgiris, and Zalgiris, and so it's very special. And just because the fans aren't here, it doesn't mean that we forgot about them, and I know they haven't forgot about us. So. We love you guys always, and even if it's the fake noise, we still appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Thomas, and sugrįšime su treneriu.
Thank you, guys.
And now comments from Zalgiris head coach Martin Schiller. Please, coach, your comments about the game.
So first of all, congratulations to our guys for putting a great fight on the floor. The biggest key for us was having a better defensive second half. I think we kept the opponent to 35 points, which was important for us. The second thing for us was Olympiacos clearly had the momentum on their side, but with 3.5 minutes to go, our guys kept their composure and played every possession out in order to give themselves a chance to win the game. The very end of the game you have to get lucky too. I thought we made some tough, good shots, and then Tom obviously made a great defensive play, and scored the bucket, which was like a really, really tough play. But you kind of earn your luck by staying focused and keeping working, and that's why we can only congratulate our guys. And yeah, it was a tough game.
First, the questions from the fans who watched the game virtually at home.
Hello, Coach, once again. How happy are you with your team's character when you guys were down by 7 points and then you came back and won the game eventually?
Very happy. Exactly what I said just now. The focus in those last 3.5 minutes, being down 7, was the key. The control, the focus, the understanding of the fact that there was still a lot of basketball to play. I credit the guys for their focus there, which hand in hand goes with character.
And one more question from the fans. I'm sure you was all concentrated to the game, but today it was fake fan noise from the stands. Did you have a chance to hear it during the game or before the game when there was a presentation?
Yes, before the game especially. We had the clapping, the Kaunas clapping. That was extremely nice, like really extremely nice. I haven't experienced it too often. And that was very nice. I will say that I did not get the noise so much during the game just because of the focus, but before the game was really great.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Donate?
Coach, can you remember all that long path after Thomas tried to steal the ball and when he went for a successful finish? What went through your mind and how much time it took, for that last successful possession?
Donate, hey. Yeah, I remember. So he guarded one-on-one. He reached with his right hand, got the basketball, fell almost, grabbed the basketball, thought he would not get up from that anymore, got up, went. Then Spanoulis came from behind on the steal, looked like he would steal the basketball. We didn't steal the basketball. Then Ellis, I believe, was there for a contest, looked like a blocked shot. Tom went off his right foot with his right hand on an underhand layup and made a pretty impressive shot. So I do remember, and it was pretty long. Yep.
Jonai?
Coach, obviously, the thing that you had a foul to give in the last defensive possession helped a lot. Can you talk about that a bit? How you had that chance to make a gamble on the defensive end?
Exactly what you said just now. The fact that the foul was there to give gives the defensive player the chance to gamble on a steal, which happened. There's two outcomes. The one outcome is we steal the basketball, and the other outcome is there is a foul call. And I was happy that tonight we stole the basketball.
Donate?
Coach, talking about Tom, again, it was not his highest scoring game, and it happens pretty often during the season, and probably we got used to the fact that Thomas is not all about the scoring, but sometimes fans doesn't see all other things he does on the basketball court. And can you go throughout the season, how did you manage to evaluate what he's bringing on the floor, and what do you like the most besides him scoring the ball?
Yes, so first of all, like the hardware of Tom is, he is a very good defender in my eyes, a very disciplined basketball player who is extremely focused also mentally. He knows assignments defensively and offensively, and he executes them well. And the second thing is, offensively, he brings the size and the strength at the point guard position. His development has been very interesting. When he came from college, from Stephen A. Austin, he was a player who played 1, 2, 3, 4 in college, and then played his first season in Windy City in the Chicago G League team, and then came over here. Played with Ludwigsburg, which is a defensive-minded system, and then Kaunas did a great job of picking him up. So his development from an all-around player to a point guard has been pretty impressive on the offensive end. That's something you have to do. That's not easy, So, and that's a credit to his work. Now, away from the hardware, I would say his biggest skill is his character and his leadership. I said this before. Tom is like a Lithuanian. We talk about the Lithuanian core of this team with Yankee in the leadership, obviously, as the elder statesman with Piraeus, with Milas. And Tom is like a Lithuanian. Why? Because he has been here for a long time. He identifies with the club a lot. He identifies, with the club, with the people, with the country in a way, So that's really big, and that's, as you say, something that people don't necessarily see from the outside. Total focus, every practice, the same attitude. Super professional. Happy to have him. Really happy to have him.
Jonai?
Coach, in the past you had some games where you struggled against switch defense. Tonight, especially in the second half, you punished them with Jojo in the paint. What adjustments were made to get this advantage?
So the adjustment was to look inside a little bit more. But in order to look inside, you have to slip out quickly. You cannot let the defender roll under you. Otherwise there's no offensive advantage offensively. So. Slipping out of the screen and then looking if we can find a quick pass inside. If we can't find a quick pass inside, get the basketball moving and then look inside from there. We don't want to be too stagnant, It's also a personnel thing. Some guys are better driving the basketball, some are not, So with certain lineups, you may want to look inside more. With certain lineups, you may want to drive the basketball more. Bottom line is, though, against a switching team, you have to slip out, find a quick high pass, or get the basketball moving, and then look for the mismatch. It's so interesting how, it kind of meets your eye, and you see, oh, this looked stagnant there or something. At the end of the day, they switched basically switched the second quarter, and then the two, and then quarter 3 and 4, and at halftime we had like 43 points or something. So I'm not worried at all. I thought the guys did a good job.
Donate?
Coach, talking about the front line, in my eyes, in Russia, you had problems controlling the rebounds. And tonight, it seemed like you really out-rebounded the Olympiacos front line. What do you think? What was the main difference comparing this game to your trip to Russia?
I agree with you. I thought Jojo had an extremely good game today. After he had a very impressive game against Khimki in the beginning of the month, and and then we went to Russia, and it was a little bit difficult. He had a really good game today, I thought. Nothing changed. It's difficult. This league is tough. You play against really good players. Milutinov and Ceska, that guy is an animal. Like, he's so strong and so tall. He rebounds the ball unbelievably. It's just not easy. It's not as if you don't want to, or not as if our bigs didn't want to. But he's good. Zenit is strong inside, so it's just not easy. Nothing really changed. The guys just stayed focused, and very important thing for Jojo especially is he works hard, and with us his confidence should be so high because we really trust him, and he's a key player for this team. He knows this, and you've got one bad game or two bad games, that's what it is. Nothing will change. He's our guy, and and we'll play from there.
Mindaugai?
Coach, Kostas Lukas started the game with 9 points or something in the first quarter and finished the game with this turnover. And between those 2 points, there were a lot of work in Zalgiris defense. Can you tell a bit how your team tried to cut Lukas?
Yes. I thought the guys did a good job. We adjusted at halftime. We had to change something in our pick and rolls, and the guys did a good job adjusting. I thought that helped us, and I thought that slowed him down a little bit. I will say a little bit because he's a phenomenal player, as is Spanoulis. You cannot forget that Spanoulis didn't play the first quarter, then he comes on the floor and just, plays, performs, and then he's out, he comes on the floor the last 4 minutes and just comes to play. That's the quality of these players. You've got a player, Spanoulis, who the whole world calls certain plays after and certain actions after, Spanoulis action. So you're playing against a legend. And those guys are impressive basketball players, So, but again, back to your question with Slukas. We adjusted something. I thought it went well. It helped us some, and the credit goes to the guys.
Jonai?
Coach Marius struggled a bit shooting tonight, 2 of 9, and there were some times when he was disappointed with himself. Is there moments that you have to tell him to keep his head up, or is it something that he does with himself for himself?
Combination of both. Combination of both. I think it's very important what he did well down the stretch of the game. You talked about the switching. I thought what he did really well down the stretch was, okay, here comes the switch, and then he just kept the ball moving and didn't force the issue in the one-on-one. So I thought he got himself out of the funk, just like, hey, okay, let's do something else. They're taking this away. I'm not feeling it right there. Come on, let's get the ball moving for the team. So he got himself out of that. Again, a competitive guy like him, he's tough on himself, tough on everybody, tough on his teammates. He wants to win. So, but you're right. There are the situations where You know, he's unhappy, and you know, he's pretty good at pulling himself out of that. But yes, I have to help him too sometimes. You know, just often it's a sub. You know, often it's just subbing him and hey, take a breath and hit the floor again. You know, and that's it.
Donati?
Coach, once again, it was another game when you had many assists and the ball was moving really nicely. And can you tell us how much you love to see your team sharing the ball that much? And even sometimes when it looks that guys should make a shot, they're making these extra passes. I don't know, maybe in practices sometimes you have to stop them from doing that because they already had some good looks, you know. So how you can comment the love for sharing the ball in Zalgiris?
I think the guys have been sharing the ball, you know, basically from the get-go, and it's key for us. And obviously, I like it a lot. I don't know if there are basketball coaches who do not like it, but it's really important for us and for what we want to do. Sharing the ball is not necessarily easy, though. You have to create an advantage, you know, in order to like then move the basketball. At least this is our thinking, and yeah, but I like it a lot. I think there are a lot of guys who are willing to move the basketball. Yankee passes the ball very well out of the high post. Yankee is a very good passer. He's somebody who sometimes passes a shot up, which, you know, like, I don't mind him shooting the ball. I thought it was great when he came in today and shot the corner three, you know, being ice cold, because it's just a good shot. It's there, it's open, he's got to take it. But yeah, like, again, moving the basketball is very important. But you cannot press a button and just move the basketball. It's often not that easy.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.